Hello everybody, welcome back to Boss Baller 96. I'm Sergio Rodriguez, and I want to talk about a little bit of Joel Embiid. I remember I saw in the news that he said that he wanted to win a championship either in Philadelphia, 76ers, or in somewhere else. Let me just go with Joel Embiid. Let's go with the news for him first, because I'm going to talk about the stats about him, of course. Why? Because we analyze him as a player as well as a person, mostly as a player. Obviously, I'm going to include a little bit of how much money he's earning, because remember, the basketball is in sports, but it's also a business, and for business you have to pay. If you got to pay, you got to invest. But before we go there, I'm going to say congratulations. By the way, just to Joel Embiid, because it turns out that on Saturday, yesterday, I don't know, he actually got married. Congratulations to him. Now let's go to what we came here for. Oh Lord. Okay, so let's go with by the way, for me, I'm looking for the okay. Let's go with Hoops Hype. By the way, I'm gonna cite some articles about what Embiid said, because I've seen it, I heard it. I've some YouTubers, especially the Flight Mike, talking about it. I'm gonna make this a short one, and I'm gonna see if I can put it here on Spotify and all the other places that I normally would put it, and also put on YouTube. Like short episodes, they go even on YouTube. Longer episodes go only on the podcast. These players, I hope that everything goes well with it. So let's go. So Joel Embiid cracking, and the title is called Hoops Hype. It was written in July 21, 2023. The title reads, Joel Embiid cracking the door open to the possibility of leaving Philadelphia. And it's just a question. Just a question. Fox Sports Radio was sports radio. Was Joel Embiid just trolling about winning title elsewhere, or is there more to these comments? In the trolling, I don't believe there's some light that is being shed a little bit. It's finally fit, like kind of cracked the door open to the facility. Let me just click the here. I don't see this. Like I remember there's a video about it. There's like a video about it. I'm not trying to look for an episode, but I remember I saw a video of when they asked a question to him, and he said, I just want to win a championship either in Philadelphia or elsewhere. Let me be honest, and let me say what I believe about this. Joel Embiid is a great player, a great basketball player. He's MVP. He's one of the best players in the NBA today. It's great that he actually won the MVP. I think he should have won last year as well. So if we go to Joel Embiid and I just write, let's go with stats. Here we go. And we go maybe to ESPN. I'm thinking ESPN or basketballreference.com. I use mostly basketball reference because I believe they show a little bit more clear. In ESPN, just go click for what I can see. Okay, let me tell you what he did. He was the MVP last year. He led the league in scoring 2 times. He's a 5-time All-NBA. And he's been here since... He's played here for like 7 years. Yeah, 7 years. But let's go. A 3-time All-Defensive Player, 6-time All-Star. So, what did they say? What did they say? They asked years in the no way. Oh my God. So, okay, here we go. The salary and all that stuff. Okay, so it was from his NBA. He has 7 years in the league. And he's been a 6-time All-Star. So the game, without counting the fact that he actually missed 2 straight years because of his foot and back. So let's talk about, he led the league in scoring twice. And it was in a complete increase, because if we see the numbers, and I'm looking at, again, basketballreference.com. Check basketballreference.com, ESPN.com. You can verify that there. And you can also verify in NBA.com to check the stats. Those are which I mainly use. I don't like too much the super advanced stats. I don't mind the defensive rating, the win shares, the Bucks plus minus. I don't understand that very well, and I still believe it's kind of dumb because like your team loses, let's say 114 to 110, and you got yourself, let's say Embiid got himself at 42 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks game, on 57% shooting, 37% from 3, and they, according to his free throw percentage, and an 82% free throw shooting that night. And they put him -3. He wasn't impactful because they lost the game. They lost the game because the other team scored more. That's the simple thing. I mean, you try to complicate the game with so much unnecessary statistic that you ruined it. Now let's go back with Embiid. I mean, he led the league. Like he went from 20 points to 22 to 27 down to 23. He actually averaged when he averaged 27.5 rebounds per game. He averaged a career high 13.6 rebounds with 3 assists and 1.9 blocks. His highest blocks per game was actually 2.5 his rookie season. He also averaged, then he went to 23 points per game, and then he went to 28.5 points per game with 11 rebounds and 4 assists, career high that time, with 1.1 steals and 1.5 blocks. I mean, his lowest has been 1.3, which is horrible for a guy that big and strong. Then he went to 1.5 blocks per game after going for 1.4. And then the next year, he averaged 33.1 points per game, which again led the league in scoring for the second straight year. And he averaged 10.2 rebound, which is a bit low for him. 4.2 assists, a tie for the career high. 1.0 steal, and 1.7 blocks, a little bit, in his career average. Now, the thing that I want to go here is that the fact that he did all he did and finally won the MVP made it excellent. But what's the problem? The playoffs. And I'm not gonna say that he's like James Harden, that he's bad at the playoffs. I mean, you cannot say that a player that gives you at least 21 points the first time he goes to the playoffs, great, with 12 rebounds, 1.8 blocks, 3 assists. Then he goes the next year, a little bit drop off on the points, 20 points, then 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 2.3 blocks. That's better. 30 points per game. Again, he only played 4 games. He got swept. 30 points, 12.3 rebounds, 1.3 assists. He was scoring more. 1.5 steal, 1.3 blocks. Then 28 points, 3.4 assists, 1.5 steal, 1.1 steal, 1.5 blocks. I mean, this one was 1.3 blocks. My apologies. 1.5 steals, 1.3 blocks. Then 1 steal and 1.5 blocks. And then this year, he averaged 23 points with 10 rebounds, 2.1 assists, 0.4 steals, and 0.8 blocks, which is horrible. I think this was the 2022 season, not 2021 season. And then he came here to this year, and he only scored 23.7 points with lowest career playoff low of 9.8 rebounds, 2.7 assists, 1.7 steal, and the career high in blocks per game, with the highest turnover rate and the second high, and the actually tied for the lowest personal fouls for his career right there. But the point is that the way he played, the way he played the game in the playoffs might not be the best, but you cannot, if you don't have a good structure, which I can tell by the numbers and the fact that coach, Doc Rivers got fired, and kind of deserve it. I'm not gonna say deserve it like I deserve it, but like a lot of coaches win the championship and they don't win a lot of times. But when you go on and and underperform the way you do, not good. James Harden was also horrible. And I believe that Embiid, he got himself, he didn't got himself a good team. He got himself a good team. I'm sorry, they were a good team. The problem is that when you don't have a structure of how to play the game, and you have Embiid here doing his thing and Harden here doing his thing, why do you think Michael Jordan and the Bulls won so many titles? It wasn't simply because they got Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. It's because the team and Phil Jackson that time got themselves a good scheme. They got themselves a good offensive scheme and a good defensive scheme, and everything clicked. The problem is when you don't have anything clicking, when you don't have a way of, okay, we can score tonight, let's stop them from scoring. Okay, we can stop them, let's see if we can keep moving the ball. Let's do this, let's do that. oh, this is the way we can score. We'll do it again. This we can't score this way. Let's change the recipe. Yes, the recipe. Put some salt on it. The way they played, that's what they got him out. Now let's go with the freaking opinion after all the blue crap that I spit. You're going to tell me that just because he said that is him cracking the door open for asking for a trade. We don't know that for sure. We are not on his mind. Remember the basketball, the NBA, the basketball is a sport. The National Basketball Association, it is a business. And a business has to do with money. And it also has to do with professionalism. And it has to do with production. And especially when you have a sports, the idea of a team is to win a championship. Championship equals success. The main success of a team is a championship. If your team has a title, more people are going to flood into it, more jerseys are going to sell, and he's going to be better. Embiid, as a player, wants to win a title, and he's just said, I want to win a title. I don't care if it doesn't matter if it's Philadelphia or if it's somewhere else. He just wants to win a title. He, as a competitor and as a player, is showing and telling his organization basically, he's saying it directly indirect. He's saying it indirectly direct. However you're going to put it. The fact is, he didn't went to the office to say, hey, I want to win a championship. You better get me people to help me. Or you better get me a structure so I can thrive and we can win. Or you can go ahead and look for the best way to train me. Remember, the problem with Embiid is his health. He's a player that doesn't have the most health. So if you go around and say, he goes around and say, hey, you go and help me. You're going to tell me to help me. Then we don't have no problem. But the problem is that he's not saying it directly. He just saying it out there to the media, which I believe is a little bit low, but it's not something that is that bad. I mean, we've seen players do worse, like much worse. Remember Ben Simmons? Yeah, and other players. But and just hard. But the main point here, sorry, my voice is getting a little hoarse. The main point here is that Embiid just telling them, hey, I want to win. It doesn't matter where. The question is, are the Sixers willing to be able to make roster changes to put a good team around him? And not just that, because people think about the team. It's not just about the team. How about you get a ton of core players that you can, and a job player that you can actually show if you can nurture or not, to see if that player comes out a star. Maxey can actually come out and be that second star if they stick with him and let Harden go and bring in pieces, bring in actual pieces. But the thing is that people are the Sixers, I don't know if they're doing that. I mean, they had to find ways to do that, to add players to contribute, shooting, defense, actual specialists. The teams win games because of a star, but the championship comes because of the combination of star player and the specialists and role players. You put on a good team and a structure more than anything, you're going to win championship. Why do you think the Celtics won 8 in a row? So people have to watch that. So no, maybe yes, maybe no. I don't think that Embiid simply crack open the door like Hoopside said about, dear Jesus Christ, sorry. Let me just stop this right here. Oh my God, I just, the blooper, and I'm going to keep it that way. I love bloopers. So, what was I saying? Okay, I was saying that Embiid, did he crack the door open? Maybe he did, maybe not. But what he just said was, I want to win. And I am more than understand that this is a business. I'm more than willing to say, I'm going to take my talents elsewhere. And I don't know if I might have to put up some money, or do I have to actually demand a trade? Do I have to? Will I do it? He doesn't know that. I don't know that. We don't know that. He knows that. And maybe right now he may not know it either, because again, he said it, I just want to win. Usually this is a little bit of a precursor to a trade, to asking for a trade. Let's see. We see the Damian Lillard situation right now. But other than that, we only have to wait and see. This is a wait and see moment about what happens later on. This is for this short episode. I hope it's a short one. I hope you guys have enjoyed this podcast as much as I do. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter as Facebook Boss Baller 90 and Boss Baller 96, and on Twitter Sergio Boss 96. And please subscribe on Spotify, Pandora. What's the other one I have? Radio Public, iHeartRadio, and a few other ones that I am on there. I don't have iTunes or Apple. I'm not on Apple. I got Android. I hope, and this one is going on YouTube. So if you guys seen this on YouTube, you didn't see anything, just heard bullcrap. Thank you for enjoying this. I hope God blesses you all. Have a nice day. Have a nice night. Good night.